Or we going now, we can, I guess we can maybe do at the 2 balls there.
I don't think I will leave you, but just boy.
You done?
Hold on. Let me check. It's on, but I need off up there.
I know the rules now, you know, so I don't even worry. I know the rules. Even if your boy is still getting
A man for
You're coming towards me, man.
and
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the DFA Technical Center. It's a very bright, cool morning. The sun is coming out, and I want to say good morning to you. Welcome to this very historic moment. It is the Under 16 Girls Festival right here. I am probably the only one amongst this wonderful panel of experienced and qualified individuals here with me on this panel. Joining me this morning, first of all, my name is Joseph Fadul, stream genius, providing sight and sound for this fantastic Under 16s Girls Festival, the very first one ever happening, and we are live at the Stock Farm Technical Center. Joining on panel this morning is the one, the only Ronnie Gustav, National Senior Women's Coach. Also joining us this morning is coach of the Mighty Avengers. Of course, the Mighty Avengers does have a women's team. They are a bit dormant for the time being. And joining us as well, Michael, Big Joe, Joseph. They don't have a women's team as yet. So we're hoping, I suspect, Michael, Joseph from the Bath Estate Football Club. Suspect today he's going to be doing some scouting. I am the only one here who is not a coach as yet. I'm just your media commentator joining you with you here this morning. Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome. Big Joe, Michael, Joseph. We start off with you. How are you doing this morning, Big Joe?
I'm doing good, and welcome to all our viewers joining us, and we thank DFA and Stream Genius for helping us to bring this live to the public.
Very good. Kareem joining us as well. Kareem Regis of the Mighty Avengers. Big win last night against the Southeast. That's a different story. I suspect you're going to be doing some scouting as well, picking up some of the women, and of course this inaugural Under 16 Festival. Welcome to the broadcast, Kareem.
Yeah, good morning. I really appreciate these sorts of things. It's good opportunities for the young ladies to show their talent and show their skills, you know. From that U14, U15 level, it's good to have that U16 now where we can keep the young ladies involved in the sport and allow that to feed into our under 20 and our senior women's national teams, give Coach Gustav a lot of young enthusiastic blood to work with, and we can build from the future from here.
Most definitely. Speaking of Coach Ronnie Gustav, let's welcome you to the broadcast here. Coach Ronnie Gustav, coach of the senior women's team here. Welcome, Coach Gustav. What's up?
yeah, blessed morning to you as the student juniors and the Dominican Football Association for taking initiative of implementing that festival today for the young ladies, that they can come and show their talent, and from there we could see the elite players that we can start working with them at an early age.
Most definitely. I remember when the last run of the senior women's national team was out. I remember one of the other coaches that you had spoken with, I can't remember if it was Jamaica, one of the other teams that you had spoken with. He gave you some very encouraging words, told you that, you know, the pathway, especially for women's football in Dominica, is going to take a bit of time. And, you know, this festival, being able to identify from a very young age, you know, is a good way to start off that pathway, Coach Gustav.
Yeah, most definitely. I've seen a lot of young ladies there, and the reason why they are there is because they are very much interested in this tournament this morning there. So being there is one. I was waiting to see the way they're going to apply themselves towards the game, and, you know, the little technical and tactical way towards the game, because I know there are coaches. I've been working with them, so I think it's going to be a nice festival this morning, and the weather is nice as well.
Very good weather indeed. Coach Ronnie Gustav, Kareem Regist. I know that you've not coached a female team for a little while. I know that the Mighty Avengers ladies are, kind of regrouping. You and I a few weeks ago had a discussion about that. But what does it really take? I know that you also coach the Premier League Mighty Avengers men's team, but what does it really take in terms of the different styles and technical, tactical aspects to coach girls here?
Surprisingly, a lot of people wouldn't realize is that coaching women is actually a little bit easier in the sense of the women, they take to the instructions a little bit better. When you have the male team, sometimes the male guys, they think that they're the best and everything. But a lot of the time with the young ladies, they're really willing to listen and they're really willing to improve. I worked with a lot of talented young ladies over my years at the Avengers, the likes of the St. Rose sisters as Elana and Shaquana. Deja, for example, I did a lot of work with her as well, and a few more talented players. And it's always good to have those experiences, as I think we're gonna get ready for the start of the games in a bit. But it's gonna be very interesting to see what we can find. And as you say, these festivals really help us to uncover some hidden gems that we might have been able to, bringing all of the young ladies from across the island into one central location is always good.
Michael Joseph, some scouting today. I know that, I'm not sure if you've coached a women's team before under the Baffin State FC. Have you coached any, has Baffin State FC ever had a women's aspect to their portfolio?
I think it was tried while I was a player, but I don't think that lasted more than 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. So I think...
To be honest, so I come here with zero experience of coaching, like official coaching, but I've done sessions with young ladies before. But in terms of scouting, we haven't had any discussion women's. Right now we're trying to focus on for Baffin State, we try to move from like U17s to U20s as our youth arm, and then because of the academy, Wayne George Academy in Baffin State, so we try not to compete with Wayne George in terms of the younger players, but we tend to take them from after the academy. Most youth leave academy 16, 17 years.
Around this age range
So we move. So it's like we try to bridge a gap between the academy and senior level for like our area, to be exact.
All right. So guys, I know a lot of you all are probably wondering, how comes we are still talking. The games have not started as yet. We see the officials are on field, but as you can see, the field, the international set field is split in two. That means we're going to have 2 games happening at a time. So we're not necessarily going to be doing quote-unquote commentary like how you would normally hear it from us. More basically from an observer standpoint, give our, constructive feedback to these young ladies when they go back to watch this footage right here. Of course, very, very, very experienced panel here this morning. Now in Group 1, it's going to be the New India Goodwill Runners versus Marigot, and Group 2, Gasava Charles FA versus New India Goodwill Runners, of course. So the Goodwill Runners are going to be playing in Group 1 and Group 2. So let me just give you a breakdown of Group 1 games that are scheduled for here this morning. Newtown Juvenile Football Academy, Harlem versus the Kalinago Warriors. Then New India Goodwill Runners versus Harlem. Then Marigot versus the Kalinago Warriors. And then New India Goodwill Runners versus Kalinago Warriors. And then Marigot United versus Harlem. So I see that we have our first game set, and we can ask our cameraman to pan towards our first game, and I will leave the first observation aspect to the one, the only, Ronnie Gustav and... okay, all right, so Ronnie Gustav and I. So Ronnie, I think we should probably just fall back as we have the first game on the way. So just team in green and team in red. Ronnie just stringing some passes among themselves. The team in green.
Yeah, you can see the girls and them just trying to feel.
AC something.
That's the bombers.
Yeah, as you can see, the young ladies are trying to just get their feet by just knocking the ball, trying to knock the ball, trying to find one another. And you could say it's a learning process for them at this point in time, you know, trying to string the passes from one side to another to each other. You know, so that's gonna take you may find the game a bit jumbled up because they don't really have the know-how or the, you know.
Well, Ronnie, they do have the know-how, and you know, it might not be as sharp as you know how, let's say, like the premiers or even the Division One.
What I mean the know-how is like the flowing of the passes, of the stringing of the passes.
Yes.
You know, you might find the ball might be more out of the game than being in.
Yes.
You know?
And of course, we do have a much smaller field. We've taken the width of the field in order to sort of split the field in two. In fact, the camera right now is spanned on the Portsmouth Bombers versus South City. So Portsmouth versus South City at this time. And South City is in green. And game 2 has actually started on the north end of the field, but we'll focus on the not
on the right side
on the yes
of the pitch. And I have to say, you have to comment the clubs like Bombers and South City. We know South City known for their carnival and so forth, you know, Juve and those things there, but it seems that they have taken initiative to venture in that aspect of the football. In the football, having a first division team last year, they reached semi-finals in the first division. So you can see the
Portsmouth making a strike. Oh, and Portsmouth, Ronnie.
Yeah, Portsmouth coming there, the young player there, just taking her time and placing that ball in the corner, stating that she knows what she about when it comes for finishing, because to score goal is never easy by the decision making which corner you're gonna kick the ball. But you could see she was directly knew what she was about and just placed that ball in the top of the lead boot of the goal. But as I was saying, South City, it's nice to see them have a young squad of players. They also have a premier team. Women's team.
Women's, yes.
Yes, yeah.
They're also in the first division.
Men, which they did tremendously. They did not win the first division last year, but they gave a good account of themselves last year in the first division. So you can see South City is building in the next 4 years to come. They may be a force to be reckoned with, both in the male and female.
Yes, most definitely. And Portsmouth takes first scoring against South City. So we've had our very, very, very first goal being scored. Goal number 2?
Yes. You could see Portsmouth team is much more advanced than them, you know, even in stringing the passes. Although it's not flowing, but you could see the proper technique of passing the ball and, you know, and moving. You could see they have that carrying.
Well, remember, Ronnie, the Portsmouth Academy has been in function for quite some time. One of the largest academies in Dominican, and all the guys, Coach Burkhardt and the others up there, really doing a good job in developing that youth talent.
Yes, well, you have to give him what it is, and you have to say Mr. Burkhardt have been working tirelessly with the Bombers Academy, and you could see the fruit of his labor with the players, even the players that played in the Premier start with him when they were 6, and you could see the caliber of players they are becoming now, Bombers, the way they are playing, their style of football, you know, so we have to give him. I may want to put him in one of the 100 great Dominicans.
I can even go a step further and maybe say top 50.
Well, I'm with you, brother.
Yeah, top 50. As the weather comes down here at the technical center, just what you'd like to say, a showers of blessing.
Yes, man.
At the technical center, keeping us cool, but exposing the young ladies to the elements.
Yeah, well, you have to be thankful for the weather because there are a lot of countries that wish they could be getting that right now. So we have to say thanks to the Most High.
Yes, for sure, for sure. And one of the things we can always highlight is that as much as these are matches, they're not, I don't want to say they're not highly competitive, but this is more developmental. So this would be a lot of the young ladies' first introduction into what we would say organized football.
Yes.
With, you know, referees and officials. So it's important that the referees not only police the game, but use the opportunity to teach. Like, you know, I saw referee Neon Abraham, a young lady hit a foul throw, and rather than what we would see happening in senior men's football, where they would turn over the possession. You know, he corrected her and do it again.
Yeah.
As the waters come down at the technical center.
Yeah, you can see the young ladies are enjoying that going.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Now earlier days playing under this kind of weather there, you feel like you could go up till 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
You know, enjoying that and slight tackling, you know, so it's just a pity you can't tie that on the turf because you get bruised, but you have to say, well, I have to commend the association as well for putting this together for the young ladies.
Yes, for sure. It's again a really great initiative.
Yeah, I think that's I know experienced players like Big Joe who represent Dominican on the international scene have advocated for that for a very long time for us to have those sorts of festivals for our young men and also for our young women. And today it has come to pass that we could see, you know, that the young ladies get the opportunity to showcase their talent.
Yes, for sure. And opportunities. Well, we hope that it won't be a one-off. We hope that this can be an annual thing so that no age group, no child doesn't get the opportunity to showcase their talents.
The only thing is that I would not want it to only be in the city. I would love to see it go to Marigot one time.
Yeah, for sure.
Go down to Portsmouth one time, Jubla, you know, Mahu, and South City, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, well, one of the things that we always speak about, Ronnie, is the availability of the fields. But I mean, you know, Dominica, we have a few good playing surfaces that with just a little bit of investment and a little development can really host things like this and host higher levels of competition. You have for Portsmouth for sure. You have the Marigot Park.
Yeah.
You got Newtown, Grand Bay, Geneva Park. Geneva Park is large enough that 2 games could be going on simultaneously and 1 game wouldn't disturb the other.
Yeah, well, the last time I went up, the field looked real good. Especially, I think the Premier Games could be playing there as well.
And that's a good goal scored by, I think that's the Sufria team.
You could see the young ladies are very excited by the fact they are playing and even scoring. Because I was saying, scoring goals is not an easy thing. When some players, when they do reach in front of the goal, they lost focus, decision making.
Yeah, for sure.
So at that age there, and you could be able to score or pick a corner, it's a plus. It's a plus to you in your development.
as the game continues.
But you could see the Portsmouth team. You could see they're much more organized and
As we have more action going on the northern field. That's the Harlem Academy and the Marigold Academy going on there.
Yeah, I just remember, I think it was yesterday, as a lot of people have said, Harlem is the mega for football in Dominica. Big Joe, what do you think about that?
Well, Harlem is how would you call it? Plenty history. And it's a successful history. Maybe the most successful club in terms of trophies in Dominica. And they have been, how old?
Very old.
Very old. Kensborough celebrated 50 a couple years ago, and I think Harlem would have been even older or just about the same. Yeah, and they had many success over the years.
I have to commend I heard him in a show yesterday, Mr. Faustin.
Oh,
yes, yeah. These men have done a lot.
I don't in terms. And it's just fitting that we're here at a youth festival, and Joff is one of the people over the years who have invested and done so much work with the youth. You have people like Joff Faustin, Coach Leogal, that have these men have given many years.
Well, I want to say years, but they have given their life.
Of their life,
even when games play, you may be passing by. I've seen him. And when Newton Academy is training, he will stop and in his vehicle watching, because he's the founder of the academy at Newton. And,
yes, I remember.
And you also have to commend Mr. Yoga for keeping it going. Mr. Kazimi, who's one of the organizers and coach in the academy. So you see that they have been working tirelessly to maintain.
Yeah.
And a lot of good players from the youth academy has come up to the premier, and we have seen
many senior national players has passed with the ranks.
Presently,
another coach who may not get the accolades that the Joe Faustins and the Don Yogas would get.
I would guess is the soccer boy.
Very much so,
Yes.
Costa. Very much so.
That's a man that has football at heart.
Very much so. Lovely finish. That's a second.
Yes, that's a second goal, number 3.
Lovely placement and finish.
Yeah, so I was talking about
Yes. Jones Polydor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once you play for Blue Stars.
I'm one of those who passed on the soccer in my before teens, actually. I think maybe it was like 11 years. But a lot of us that go through boys' school eventually ended up going through soccer during the summer.
Well, I passed on the soccer, but I did not pass for football. I passed for athletics because it was also a long distance runner. But my field was more or less long jump and triple jump for representing Dominica in the OECS games and so. Yeah, but he remains a very good friend of mine. I always, and up to this day, boys, and the boys and them love this man to the max, I have to say.
Yeah, he did get an award. I think was it 2017 or 2018 from the Dominica Football Association. He did get a lifetime coaching or something. I can't remember the name of it right now, but he did receive an award around that time from the Dominica Football Association. Yes.
Yeah, I think a coach like this, you have to have him, shoulder to shoulder with some of the more advancement of some teams, because a lot of the top players, they came from his. I want to say his academy.
Nothing official.
Nothing official.
To say like they
love playing for you.
Yes.
Because
yeah, definitely.
Love and passion for them, and.
Lovely.
And that young hat trick.
Yes, and you could see, finishing, I have to say, today is remarkable.
Finishing looks top tier.
Yes.
Definitely.
And it looks like we have the end of the match on the Southern field.
Yes. It's Bombers versus South City on the right side of the pitch, and first one winning Bombers 3-1. But you can see Bombers was more a dominant team when it comes for their passing.
Goodwill Runners 2 versus Naturescape. Goodwill Runners 2 versus Naturescape. You will be playing on the field closer to the road.
All right, so we're gonna have a second game now. The third game or the second game?
Okay, and we just
of the right side.
We're actually gonna get two
new teams,
academies that train on the same field.
Yeah,
that's Goodwill Runners and Naturescape. They both use the team that won their game last night. That's the field they train on as well, Gustav.
Yes,
the Lindo Park. So I don't know if they're watching the Avengers.
Well, you have to say Goodwill is maintaining their reputation as most of their top tier players are like Rosie is about to retire, so
she's about to retire?
Well, yeah, I mean, Rosie is like matter into international football.
Don't Rosie, are you saying that before she decides to stay for another year or two?
Well, she could also, I mean, she's top condition. So she
is able to still compete with the young ones.
Yes, a very experienced player. I've played in national for tremendous years, and I've given good account of herself on the international scene.
Yeah,
yes,
sure.
And now he's a coach. I'm doing the young ladies, and I'm doing a pretty good job.
She had a very good run 2 years ago. The U14s was it?
U14.
Yeah, lost that last game to French Guiana. It was 1-0.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good run.
And a lot of good prospects coming up from that that U14.
Yeah, they like
yes.
Hossey.
Yes, Hossey, Griggs, Hector.
Yeah.
Oh! Those players that you could see if they stay level-headed and continue not getting complacent or conceited, may I say.
Yeah. I think
a lot of players,
that's it for a lot of the young players
coming up, and you'll be tell them, Karim, you're doing good, and get swell-headed, and for some reason or the other, you see the game start to drop. But again, too, you are dealing with these young players there and having a U14, you also have to have a psychologist to deal with them in their preparation coming up for tournaments and carrying.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's one of the aspects to the football that we have to look at. It's not just on the field, it's off the field, it's mental health, it's food and nutrition, it's physical work, working on your motor skills. You know, a lot of factors go into making a successful team, and again, the earlier you can start on these things, the better. You know, that even the U14 level is a bit, U14 is your first introduction into national team football. Right. But you should be into football at about age 5 to 6, developing your motor skills, and then we have a win on the last, we have a win on that last field where it was Newtown Juvenile Football Academy 3, Marigot 0. 3-0. So that's brings us to the end of the first round of games.
And the next match is Goodwill Runners 2 versus Naturescape, and that match takes place on field 2, which is closer to the road. So get your teams ready and organized so we can have a prompt start. Thank you.
All right.
Once again, we would like to.
So yes, Karim. So as you were saying, the introduction to the different aspects of the game to the players at a very young age, because what a lot of people don't understand, we look at 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds and expect them to be specialized in a position, right? Mm-hmm. I've looked at U10s in the UK at one time. It was a rotation system. everybody on the field played a different position at a different time in the game. There's a whole rotation cycle. So after the game, I was speaking to the coach. So like, hey, why so? Remember, I'm coming from Dominic. I've never seen it done like that. So I'm asking like, no, why is it done like that? He says there's no 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old that is a goalkeeper, a defender, midfielder, or striker.
Exactly.
They have not found their position because the coach has not decided on a position for them as yet. So everybody is tried out in every position, and then after a few years, then the coaches will fit them in the position that they see they are best suited.
It's similar to the schooling systems where you, at a point in time, you would be exposed to all of the subjects.
Yeah.
And then picking what you feel most comfortable, what you may be most successful at.
Yeah.
So it's similar, as you say, in those age ranges. For football, you have to allow players the opportunity to get trial at different positions, because you might have players who feel, well, like I know of guys, their grandfather was a forward, their father was a forward.
So they're forward.
They figure they're forward.
Or their favorite player is a forward. So they want to.
But then when you coach them and you work with them, you say, boy, that's a centre midfielder. Yeah. That's a number 6. That's a centre back.
That's very true.
You understand? That's a centre back. Yeah. And that's where you look at that. And we look like we have the teams getting ready for that second set of games. Both teams on field 1 and field 2 taking the laces.
The Runners is on the south end and Naturescape. So, but before I think we're gonna get into the halfway point. Before, I want to rope in quickly FIFA talent coach Kurt Hurd just to have a very quick word with us to also bring in his expertise. Of course, FIFA talent coach Kurt Hurd, also once upon a time interim national senior men's coach. He's also worked with he still works with the National Academy. Here with us, Coach Hurd. Thanks for joining us for a few minutes here as we get the games underway. Coach Hurd, what's up? What do you? I know it's very early, but what have you made so far of what you've seen, Coach Hurd?
Yeah, it's great. We got a lot of talent that goes unnoticed in Dominica purely because they don't play games and they're in festivals like this enough. So to be able to see some of the talent that may have gone unnoticed or are more comfortable in their own environment is fantastic. It's great, and you can see like they're dancing on the field before the game kicks off. These girls are really enjoying themselves, which is great to see. That's what football's all about.
All right, so Coach, we're heading off to our first game on the north end. So let's head off to our first starting game on the north end. The expert commentary coming from Michael Joseph, Kareem Regis, and Ronnie Gustav are going to be the main speakers here. So guys, take it away.
So that's Goodwill Runners versus Kalinago Warriors on that left side, on the northern side field. And on the southern side, we have Naturescape versus
Goodwill Runners.
Oh,
that's
two Goodwill Runners teams. Yes.
Maintaining the yellow.
Yes, maintaining the yellow. 2 Goodwill Runners teams. And I think that's, as you said earlier, as a testament to the Goodwill Runners where they are able to field 2 teams at a youth festival and 2 teams of full capacity, nonetheless, with available substitutions.
Yeah, and as we were talking earlier about from the U14 girls that just came from the tournament a year ago. It was
about 2 years ago.
Breeds, the likes of Breeds, who's on the ball right now. Hector, also you could say in the center of the pitch. This is a dominant.
Yes, for sure.
Team on the left side, the northern side for Goodwill Runners. You would see their touches, the touches of the girls on the northern side of Goodwill Runners. You would expect them to be more dominant because there are a few of the U14 national team
players there. And that's the Warriors. Good defensive effort there by one of the Kalinago Warriors. Just strong arm in the forward.
Yes, the Kalinago Warriors. Also, you have the likes of number 6, who is Tulok, who also at that age was on the tryout of the women's senior team. Yes, she's a player that she's a bit petite, but She passed the balls very well. But as Joe was saying earlier on about the putting players in systems too early and could be have a serious effect on them. Just having the privilege to go to the motherland in 2011, and they were saying they stopped. They wanted to stop their young players to going on to Europe because they lost the flair of the Brazilian style of play, and you could see it in the World Cup. Big Joe and Regis, you could see well the flair the Brazilians compare of having. We didn't see that more playing a European football, especially most of them playing in the Premier League. A lot of long ball. You could not see them have that the creativity into the game, and it's sad for Brazil because I know I'm a strong Brazilian fan. I felt away seeing that we were knocked out early in the second round, but I heard Cafu spoke about that as well, stating that it's better they go to Spain to play than they go to, because the way Spain play, that's how I know Brazil usually play.
Yeah, you're very correct. I remember an interview from, I think it was Romario back in the 90s, where they were trying to chronicle how Brazil produces so many talented players, and the two things that he made mention of, Coach Gustav, was that poverty was one thing, playing to get out of poverty was one thing, and football was the other thing. That they all grew up playing futsal. That is why the close touches were so magnificent. You understand? But right now, you have a lot of the young players going off to Europe at a very young age, and they're already in big systems, so they don't have that urge and that fight that the Romarios and the Ronaldos and them would have had back in the 80s and the 90s, because they're living comfortable from a young age.
Yes.
based on the conversations that he was having.
You're rightfully said, because it's like they are the breadwinner
of the family at a young age.
At
Yes.
18, 16 years, you get millions of dollars. You don't no longer have to fight like you used to fight before, so yeah. So
I think that has affected the national team very, very negatively, and we seen it on the field. So Gustav, also something, I'm not sure if it was mentioned earlier, but this particular festival may be the first introduction for a lot of the young ladies into actually football.
Yes, a nice goal there by Bricks. Just cutting through the players there like a hot knife through butter. And she's one of the exceptional players that we have here right now, under 14. A very dynamic player. She's playing in the Premier League Women as well. Her growth, as we have been watching her from each year, she has been in improving very well. Like her coach, as Coach Rosie, have been working with them on the technical aspect of the game, and you could see the girls are getting there. Joe.
Yeah, man, you can look at her and see that her skill level is above that age group for sure. The number 7 also looks very, very comfortable in possession on the ball as well. So just by watching, you can see that their level is above the festival, but they are in that age group of the festival.
And also Goodwill is one of the academies that have large numbers, the comparison with Harlem Academy. They have quite a bit of players on a Saturday in academy, women, young ladies likewise, young boys. So and I always want to commend the villages like the Kalinago territory, Grand Bay, because those villages was never known for football. There you'd more find people coming to support
Cricket.
Cricket. They are known for football, and seeing that they take the initiative to venture that area there and they doing pretty well, especially with the men first division. I have to say they have been doing a pretty good job, Joe.
Yes, definitely. Well, we have communities that are known for one particular sport, and I'm glad you made mention of that. When I represented for National Youth Cricket, I was the only one up in the bus in town. Like literally only player with one coach, which was Coach Yaga, up in that bus in Roseau. Everybody else came from
the outskirts of
the countryside, you understand? And then we have the Karinago territory that's known for cricket. But if you look at it, one generation outside of the Karinago, which would have been like the Kirsten Benjamins, the Mitchell Baggio Josephs, because our grandfather is Karinago.
Oh.
So one generation outside, they were, we say, national players for dominating national players for many years. So I think it was just the lack of introduction of the sport or football itself in Karinago at the time, but we see the results of it now that they are being introduced and we see they are doing quite well in the tier 2 of the Division 1 for now.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you have to give a lot of respect to Coffee. Yes, Mr. Coffee, former employee of the DFA, and really using his time there to spark that interest in the football at the Karinago level. And one of the things that they've done, Michael, and something that I've been championing for and think we should know would benefit our football, is the fact that their team is primarily made up of Karinago players. They went on their campaign and signed a lot of their homegrown talent from other clubs and made it, and made it a real community sense. And I think that when you have that sense of community, that string that trickles into the team. Yeah, it's different, guys playing for each other. And you often see that. You often see the community-based teams tend to play a little bit better. You have the likes of Dubla, for example, Southeast up in Grand for Maho, Point Michel. Just when you have that community aspect of it, the community pride. Because you're not just playing for yourself at that point in time, you're also playing for the community.
Well, I mean, Big Joe have played on the top level in Premier in the times I used to be playing, and well, football was like a real religion in those times there, because not much distraction. And the likes of Zebians, whenever we had to play on a Sunday or Saturday, you could literally maybe walk into somebody's home and nobody's there because everybody's in the park supporting their team, So as you say, just to strengthen you talking about community-based teams, and I could vote for that Zebians whenever we play on a Sunday or Saturday, especially on a Sunday, everybody go to church, and as you always know, we are God-fearing nation, and after church, people eat and then with the park on fire. Especially with the two big teams, the Zebians, the Harlem, the Zebians, the Kensbro, the Zebians, Buffett State. You would find the park. According to my very good friend Ozzy Walsh, would say Panamanium in the park,
And you can see those long-standing coaches of the Good Day Runners. You have Coach Joel Hamilton, Roselia Regis, and Christina Sobers just overseeing their teams.
And
not forgetting the behind the scenes coach,
Cheeky Boom.
Yes.
Mr. Griffith. Augustus Griffith.
Yes.
The Godfather.
still strong going with his senior women's team. I'm always there to support them, give them the support on the sidelines. But just pinch a bit, Joe, on the coaching aspect of the game. It's not just about coaching, but you have to have the love for the game. You have to have the passion for it each day. You setting up your sessions to deal with the young players and dealing with this generation. And compared to our generation, it's much more difficult at the levels of the Premier. And I show the coaches like Rosie and dealing with the young ladies now on those levels there, because there's a lot much more I would say distraction compared to our days of playing.
Yeah, definitely. It's whoa, boy, Gustav, it's it's very, very much different. I think it was a lot easier for coaches like the Faustins and the Ballas and them to deal with our generation or your generation because of the commitment level. Naturally, we were more committed. What I say? So, like you use the local term is run kawat more.
Yes.
So we always want to be outside, but right now the generation, they have more reason to stay at home. You understand? So the commitment level is very different. Also, the complacency level is very different because we have players who think, like what you mentioned earlier, who think that they have arrived.
Yes.
At 14, 15, that, I'm like, when I speak to my players, I'm like, you have not even started to learn
The game.
football properly as yet. But because of like how people speak to them, oh boy, you good, you this, you that, they feel that level of like they have arrived.
Yeah, they are iterate.
You understand?
Now what?
So we have that to deal with, and I find a player right now, a lot of the young players will find the easiest of reasons not to come and train, as opposed to finding a way to reach to the training session.
Yeah, you're right. You're right by that, Joe. You knocked the hammer right on the head of the nail, because even as you said, we were talking about being not being focused, or I would say the players now, as you were saying earlier on, that you said rightfully that they think they iterate, not even knowing what their position entails.
Yeah.
As a winger or a centre mid, and they think they is it, and have the big names like Ronaldo, Messi, and everything, but those things come with hard work.
The nicknames. Yeah,
Yes.
Gustav, you're very correct. And it's something I always mention to the young players, that when we look at a game, so we look at Haaland, we see a finished product. We don't see the years of commitment and hard work and waking up at 5 in the morning, blizzard outside, but he had to find himself to training. We don't hear about those things. We see a finished product
Yes.
on the field, and they don't just show up on the field and they're finished product. It's years of hard work and commitment, and I always try to pong that into the head of the young players, that you watch TV, you see a finished product.
Yeah.
They were once at your age where it was all about coming to training, putting in the hard work to ensure that they improve, even if it's 1% improvement a day or 1% improvement after a training session. But some players pick it up, some don't. So that's how it's set up.
Yeah, because Big Joe, right now we have our national team for our national teams right now, for fact that we only train in the evening. And in our days, we used to be training 6 o'clock. I remember my days being on the senior team with Faustin. We trained 6 o'clock in the morning. At that time,
There's no light.
no light.
There's no light. Yes,
Right,
yes,
so I had
yes.
to get up 5 o'clock in the morning, live in Goodwill, living at Gutter, cross the river, go and train, come back, go to college, and then in the afternoon, go to have a session again we used to train twice for the day as a national players, and we still used to do our work on our own.
Yes.
You know, because you want to maintain that level you're on. And those days, as I said, there was no distraction compared to now because the gadgets have taken over
Definitely,
our youth.
definitely.
Having I hope from this festival when maybe we could get the elite players. And I always say, in order for you to get results, you have to spend. So having this there is very good, but what next?
There should be, as you're right. There should be a pathway.
Yeah.
To.
You have to have a foundation, and in order for you to build on that foundation, you have to spend. So we have seen some of the countries that we will earlier in our days have surpassed us.
Countries who've given 10 and 12
right now,
and 15 right now.
It's a battle like Montserrat and going down the line with the generation.
The St. Martins right now, they're up. Anguilla themselves not looking too bad as well.
Significant investment in their football.
Yes.
Over the past 10 years or so, opening some beautiful technical centers. I know they have a full-time now national center where all of their teams train with dormitories and everything. So whenever a national team is in training, they stay there. You know, so a lot of the countries, really making that infrastructural investment. And I think that's one of the things that we also have to do as well. But I mean, it starts here.
Yes.
It starts with the festivals, and hopefully it can take shape and take form because, I mean, well, all three of us have represented the country overseas at some capacity, whether it be as players, as managers, as coaches. And one of the things that you always hear when the Dominican teams travel is that the other teams, the other coaches, always say that our players are naturally very good, very strong, very athletic players. It's just that technical aspects need to be there, and just that little bit more.
Yeah, well, I think from watching our players, you could see they are natural, but fine-tune them and getting the chemistry between them is what's much very much important. I have to say, watching the premiere, watching that game last night with Southeast and Mighty Avengers. People, a lot of people would have speculated that Southeast would trample over Mighty Avengers, but I have to say, Mighty Avengers had a plan and they came in and executed that plan very well, and as a result, getting a 3-2 over the second leader in the Premier.
Well, so, that's the thing about it,
Ronnie. Played on the pitch. I always say,
you can't.
On the pitch.
Anytime you come into a game thinking you win the game already, that's the worst thing.
And we have seen those results because when you watch the big names, when you watch Real Madrid and you watch the likes of Real for the amount of superstars, they are known as the Galactico, and you have teams like Betis just come in and beat them how they want. It's not always about talent, but you rather have a team that well structured, playing for one another, fighting. Well, perfect example, Paris Saint-Germain. They play for each other, they run for each other, they fight for each other. So, so we're hoping that with this.
And just making a point, Ronnie, the Goodwill Runners won. Only defeated the Kainaga Warriors 1-0.
Yes.
So I think the Kainaga Warriors can take that and go with that, because this is a team that would have been boasting 2-3 national players, holding their own against a Warriors team that would have been recently reintroduced into football. So I mean that says a lot about the application and what's going on in the Kainaga Warriors.
Yeah, but I have to commend the gentleman in the Kainaga territory. I think his name is John. The gentleman, I've been there with them for quite a few years with them, and then you have the likes of Mr. Coffee joining right now. They're having a male team as well. So I am building that team. They have always admired the way the young ladies have carried themselves on the pitch, and they're their whole foresight towards the game.
The demeanor.
Yes, the demeanor of the game, like passing, the way they pass, the control and movements, the likes of young Laura. In the defense, Tulok also is a national player there, and having Star join them right now. Well,
yeah,
yes,
Star Humphries, yeah.
I think they pay something like 35 million for leaving Jubla.
I think they paid a little more than how much Goodwill had their transfer last year.
Yes.
I think it was about a 3 million more, Ronnie.
Yes. So Star coming down and joining a team there right now. Well, we have to see.
All right.
The dynamics of the team have changed.
So we have the start of the third round of games. On that fast and clock is Portsmouth versus.
The Vasca Charles.
So the Vasca Charles Academy versus Bombers.
And I have to say, Vasca Charles, that might be a team from up Grand 4. Because Vasca Charles was the former national player, and also, and he is right there, Vasca Charles, and he also was the coach of the Southeast team. When they won a few championships in the Premier.
Ball breaking, and it's a good save there by the goalkeeper. And I'm noticing a lot of good goalkeeping so far, which I think feels well for that development, because since probably the retirement of, well, maybe unofficial retirement of national duty of Christina Sobers, I feel that goalkeeper position was something that well, you can maybe correct me, Ronnie, that we might have been struggling to fill full time. We've had a few, the likes of Diamond,
yes,
doing very well. But like how with the senior men's team, we had Glenson, who was a long-standing champion, and now we have, Jerome Brocard, who took over from him. I'm looking at the long-standing person to take over from Christina.
Yeah, well, I have to say, not deviating from the conversation, but Dominica have always had very good goalkeepers.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember the likes of Chinese, Bibbs, Kurt Lee.
Yeah, Kurt Lee, Challenger.
Yeah. Also,
Wasin.
Known as Wasin, the goalkeeper coach for the senior men's team. Melvin.
Mangold, yes.
Also. So Dominica always had a Brian Charles, those
White,
Steve Norris, and those guys there, Bibbs. We also had the opportunity to play against those guys there, and them guys was real good. And maybe if they were in another country of opportunities at those days, there will definitely have quite a bit of top-notch keepers and the international scene playing.
And it looks like the Goodwill Runners won up 2-0 against the Marigot team. So Goodwill Runners up 2. And looks like.
And it's good. And as you said, it's nice to see that the likes of the Marigot teams, like the Marigot used to have a team in the Premier. That time it was First Division, Joe. And to see like they are coming back and then having a women's team, that's good to see. It's good to see them back on the pitch.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially having the young ladies.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, football is. Huh? It's always good to see the football taking place and taking shape and being played around the island. I mean, inclusion is a part of it. We have to be able to include everybody, because one of the last things you want to do, Ronnie and Michael, is that you don't want there to be a gem, somewhere, and you don't uncover it. You understand? So getting the football from the likes of Marigot, getting the football from the likes of Marigot, Grand 4, that's a really good part of it.
And you can see on the northern side the likes of Whitney, who was on the U14 girls, who had done during the 14 tournament. It's also from the Gavaskar Academy or Gavaskar team. Daru, young Daru, that's one of the players I've been looking at from last year. Also got called up for the senior team. Has a lot of energy and very humble young lady. And if she continues to take the game seriously, I think in time to come, she could be one of the players that we see going forward in a positive way, Karen.
Yeah, for sure.
And you could see the technique of the player they're running from the Gavaskar Academy there. You could see she was well in control of that ball. They're just not finishing the finishing aspect, but we're not really looking for the goals per se. We're looking for the how they carry themselves on the pitch and include themselves. Yes, and you just have young Brits scoring a goal there, making themselves.
I think that's a hat trick for Bricks.
Yes. But you could see this team there is much more to advance at U14 because they have about 4 or 5 national players on that U16 team there. And
but see the good action, just good exposure for the girls in general. Good exposure, good work.
yeah,
Again, kudos to DFA.
Yeah, Brice again on the ball, looking to finish. Trying some tricks.
And something else, Michael, to note is that we, as much as we're looking at the young talent, I'm noticing quite a few of the referees that would have just finished that training program at the DFA. So, opportunities for those referees to just get a little bit of experience under their belt. Might not be in the most high pressure situations, but it's practice nonetheless. Just getting used to being on the field, looking at your spacing, you understand? Following the game. So good developmental opportunities. I think one of the aspects that might be missing from this is that you would have had a recent D license being completed. And I think that one of the things that the DFA can take a note of and maybe make mention to is probably to have invited some of those D license coaches, Ronnie, to join the coaches of some of the academies and just get that experience on the touchline, being able to recognize certain things, being able to talk to players, give instructions. Because, if this is developmental, it should be developmental for all.
Yes, I support the idea of bringing in the coaches as well. It also, remember, repetition helps. So the more they get involved, the better for them. We see another goal from goalie runners. But in terms of the officials, it's good practice for them. Listen, we've commented on our officials many a times. And we see it all over, and we're glad that there's new blood coming in, and the opportunities for them will be created. So the festivals like that is a great opportunity. What we say, like, to get their feet wet.
Yeah.
The only thing I hope that while they are getting their feet wet, that there's an official assessment being done to help them, because at that stage they definitely need all the help they can get so that they get the proper foundation. As we know, in anything, whether you're a player, a coach, an official, your foundation is very, very important. So if they get the right foundation and the opportunities to develop over time, then we hope that that new crop will be what we want, elite level.
Yeah, for sure. And you can look at the likes of the reigning referee of the year, Mr. Venant Joseph.
He did the CFU game yesterday.
Yes, doing the CFU game yesterday. So, I mean, good to see that.
Lovely goal again, boy.
That's a lovely goal. That's from the Gravelska Academy. The referee Vernon Pizzo. Over there making Dominica proud at the CFU.
So that's where we take this opportunity to congratulate him on his CFU appointment, and we hope that it's first of many for him. Take it in strides. Listen to your seniors. You're gonna meet officials out there that have more experience and learn from, or should I say, pick up the positives from them and not just pick up what you're not supposed to pick up.
Yeah, for sure. We had the likes of if I'm not mistaken, was it last year, even earlier this year? We had the likes of Coyote Matthew, who did the WIFA tournament in Grenada. So just that beds well for our future development. And again, that's what it's for. It's for development in total. So it's good to see the players, it's good to see the coaches and everybody really, is coming out. I even see some of the parents across over there. That's another aspect of it, that the parental support. Michael.
Yeah, it's very needed at that stage.
Yeah, at that age.
When I played youth, I don't remember much games. Honestly, games out of rules, so that's different. But I don't remember much games I played. Whether it's in Bath State, in Newtown, in the original Windsor Park, that my mom was not present. You understand? And she was similar to the Marshall's mom. You'd hear her.
Yeah.
You understand? You'd hear her on the sidelines.
Yeah, yes, Joe. I have to come in there because even in my days of playing youth football, on the national scene and playing home or playing for Serbians in the Premier, and my dad would always be, and I had the privilege, Joe, to play against my dad. So that was real special for me, he being a centre back and I being a striker, and I wanted. I kind of respect I had for him, but I wanted bragging rights when I reach home to tell my grandmom, I score, against at the time it was Gotha, it was Toyota Troops. Yeah.
So who was your goalkeeper for Toyota Troops?
You have the likes of Sour.
That's right.
Likes of Sour beating that goal.
That's why I asked.
Yes. So when you're playing I think it was the Carib Cup or something like that, because we were in a higher league than them, and playing against my dad. And whenever I play, I've never missed a game of mine, and that used to make me feel special. Just knowing that I'll just, that will give me an extra boost. To know that he's there and I played my best to see to score a few goals, and you tell me my weaknesses after the game, and he was one of my biggest hero, motivator when I was playing, so that alone says a lot. Having a parent being there for you in your development from stage one.
I saw you in a different capacity a few weeks ago, speaking on a mic in a completely different capacity.
Yeah, well, after years of retirement from because he also had the academy at Pottersville.
CISO, yeah?
Yes, with CISO. May soul rest in peace. And right now he decides to take a different avenue. Looks like he's becoming a politician or something like that. Looking to give back to the people. But he's a man I always support 100%. I have a great deal of respect and admire him. I may not venture into that arena, but you know, football is my passion and my love, and I would like to always give back to it, you know, because I've got a lot from it, you know, traveling and so forth. So I thank for the opportunity of that, and he being my sole motivator, you know, But it's always good to see a parent showing that interest in their players.
Yeah, for sure.
In the young ladies' development. I know there are some parents that don't miss a game whenever their daughter is playing or their son is playing. I can remember the likes of the Marshalls for St. Joe, you know. Nice goal there from young player there from Goodwill Runners.
And I mean, you know, we giving the scores, but it's not about the scores. It's about enjoyment. You know, the development of it.
Yeah, being creative at that age. It's not about system of play. It's just been enjoying the game, the creativity and your vision. You know, not so much of vision, but you just being comfortable with the ball in your feet.
That's the biggest
important thing. You know, because whenever you are comfortable with the ball, you feel like you can do anything with the ball, you know. So that stage is just introducing them to be comfortable with the ball. But in watching from what we have seen there, you could see I'm sure you could pick out a few players that you could see are looking exceptional when it comes for the technique of running with the ball and controlling the ball. Karen.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We had a lot of good technical sides on both sides in the Gravenska Academy, Portsmouth, Good Runners, and even in Marigot. And I mean, you know, it's just opportunities. I saw the president of the Bombers team, the Bombers well out there, the Bombers club there. And again, Jerry, I just saw him there. And I mean, again, these are very important things because, you know, for the young players, it's important to know that you have not just a coach, but a whole structure behind
supportive.
You. A whole supportive. Yes, you know, I haven't seen Portsmouth at an event and not seen him. He's at most, if not all of the games, especially those in the north, you know, always providing assistance and support. Yeah, so, you know, I think that's very important that when you have, you know, team presidents and team managers around showing their support, it really does help. And all those little things, as you said, the parental support, even DFA putting so much effort into this.
Okay, so just to confirm,
it really helps with the players.
The goodwill.
And Kareem, as you mentioned, Jerry, when Portsmouth played their game during the week, one of the players had a head collision with another player from Mao, and he was taken to the hospital. I ended up hospital with someone that same night, and it was Jerry who was in the casualty area with the player. You know, so he's very, very involved
as we continue
on the ground. He's very, very involved on the ground, and we compliment Jerry for that.
Yeah, he's a very devoted guy in whatever he does, especially sporting activities. And I know I've known him for a few years now, not just in Dominica, but in Antigua, and I had the privilege to play over there. And he has that passion for the game, you know, and it's nice to see somebody of that magnitude being involved into a club. So he knows what club structure is all about, and you could see the difference of in Bombers right now. The way the players, the movements of the players, you could see it's you know more unified Bombers compared to and disciplined compared to the years gone by. Not saying that they have not been.
Yes, I understand exactly. But it's more visible. Yes, especially on the on social media. He's definitely gotten them to improve in that aspect as well. And we saw, was it earlier in this week, Kareem, we saw the appointment of former senior coach Sabin to the Bombers youth program.
Not really, about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, just before I saw that just before the World Cup final. Yeah, so you know, building a really good structure up there in Portsmouth, and again, just kudos to them for doing what they're doing up there. And I mean, all of this can only feel well for the future of football in Dominica. As I always tell guys, I mean, like even the three of us, you know, I represent the Blue Center Mighty Avengers, Michael, Baffesti, Ronnie, Middleham. But as I always tell guys, that's only for 90 minutes, and then after that, all of us are for football in Dominica.
Yes,
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, the island, you know, small, very limited human resource, and we need to be less divided, and as you said, and come together for what is, you know, overall development of football on the island. You know, Ronnie, and I mean, I see some things, I see certain things, like, for example, a team might come on a particular day. Like, we played against Portsmouth a few weeks ago in Portsmouth, and their medic was injured, and that's not a problem. I came up, my medic would do both teams.
Yeah, well, and I have to give, I have to commend Joe as well. Just the other evening we played against them, and our medics were not there, and they had to loan us their spray and
Yeah.
so forth. So
You know-
see the love of the game and the people that that are involved at the forefront, you know, have played the game to the highest level, and that we have that camaraderie among ourselves. So you always find the love and, you know, the unity among us, you know, and the same thing we're trying to filter it down to our players.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the game, at the end of everything, football has to win.
Football has to win. You know, football has to win. As I tell my guys, for 90 minutes, you give everything. But after 90 minutes, that stays on the field.
Yes, I bet, yeah, but I really know it's sad to see, even in the World Cup, the game with Argentina, and that
Yeah,
was
at the end of the game.
distasteful-
Yeah, that was distasteful. Yeah.
to, you know, I mean, for viewers and young players after the Argentine, you can't win everything.
No.
You know, you definitely can't win, because I said my voice. When Brazil went home, I mean, it was very sad for me, you know. I couldn't sleep that night, but amount of pressure I got. But at the end of it, you know, of the tournament, football has to win, and Spain won, and it was really pretty good watching good football, you know. And we have seen our team went out there and did not do too good. Dubla against
Grenada team, St. John's.
Grenada, yeah, free. Yeah, the Grenada champions.
The Grenada champions.
Yeah, 3-1. But I think from watching the game, Dubla had the opportunity to go ahead, and unfortunately, and the thing is about it, when you get your opportunities and you do not capitalize, it have a way of going back and haunt you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and it was unfortunate that, and I feel the system right now is play hard or go home. You know,
Yes.
compared to you playing 3 games before Joe and I think so. They played hard.
When we competed,
Yes.
we won away.
You know, so they should be on their way back. Knocked out for the first round, but it's one of the teams that have been dominating the league for quite a while now.
Three-peat champions.
Yeah, you know, but soon that'll come to an end.
All dynasties must come to an end, you know.
Yes.
Course to make it.
For
With the help of Mighty Adventures, of course. Yeah. That's nice.
Yes.
I mean, Michael, one of the things I tell people, and they tend not to believe, is that our club and Dubla have actually had a very healthy relationship. What a lot of people don't know is that, yeah, we shared when our women's team, when both of our women's teams were sort of struggling to fill the team, we made a joint team. And what a lot of people don't know is that when the Mighty Avengers were just forming, not even officially formed as a team yet to compete in the league, one of our first friendly matches was against Dubla so many years ago. So we always give thanks to, you know, them for always inviting us and always nurturing us. The likes of Travis, you know, Babel and others always reach out after, you know, they'll look at our games, they always reach out to me after and provide, you know, some pointers, some impetus, you know. And I mean, again, it just comes back to the same thing that we're saying, that the football is competitive, yes, but at the end of the day, it's a brotherhood. Because I'm never gonna come and watch a Middleham game and notice something. And Coach Ronnie and I have a good relationship after touring. Was it last year?
Yeah.
We did the U17 tour in Mexico. I'm never gonna not call him and tell him, hey, Coach, you know, that's what I noticed. You understand where I'm coming from? I'm never gonna see something and not call Michael and say, hey, Michael, you know, this is that and that and that, you know?
Just call me Michael.
Well, Big Joe.
Known to be Big Joe.
Big Joe. But, you know, I mean, you know, it's like that. And, you know, that's just some of the things that we have to, you know, we have to look at as we have the next set of games. I must say the cycle, it's been very well organized. The team is ready. Yeah, it's been flowing very well. So kudos to the organizers. I see the youth officer, yeah.
Festival coordinators.
Yeah, fast. So I really doing a good job just getting the flow through. So on field 1, the northern field, it looks like we have Kalinaga Warriors versus Harlem. And on field 2, it's Naturescape versus South City. So everything they're looking real positive. Everything they're looking real positive as we take a focus on the Naturescape versus South City field as that match has been kicked off. You know.
And for our viewers, the team in the bright, shocking color green is Naturescape, and the light green will be South City.
But a really good turnout here for the young ladies. And I mean, again, this is for them, the young ladies, as they tumble there from the South City attacker. And that young lady at the South City attacker, I think she plays for the South City Women's Premier Team. The young lady, very promising prospect in Dominican women's football.
And it's nice to have a competition of that magnitude because you know the young ladies going back to school or being on WhatsApp and their gadget will be having that bragging rights.
Yeah.
I pass you, I score, you know, so it's a good thing for the game.
Oh, it's perfect for the game.
Yeah, and as you were speaking earlier on, Joe was speaking earlier about the officials as well. I love to see these guys a very young crop of the officials. So there's a lot of avenue there for them to learn the game properly, per se, Karim. So we're looking for this in the upcoming years that we'll have 2 or 3 top-notch officials in CFU or even making it further.
Yeah, for sure. And Ronnie, I mean, I was just contacted by Karim Vigilant and say, you know, as we mentioned that Mexico tour, he just reached out and, you know, wanted to just share his views and saying that was one of the best tours he's done, and, you know, that was a good staff. And he is as well, maybe not here today, but he is one of the members of the coaching staff of the Southeast women's team. So he would have been part of the development stage of a lot of the girls at the festival here today. So then I have to give our respects to Karim Vigilant, as we've been giving our respects to all those involved in youth football, senior football, and just helping to keep this game great. So Karim, VG.
Yes, my boy.
Yes.
Medics.
Yeah,
so as we were saying earlier on about the young players, yes, you go into the tournaments, you know, and preparation for the it could be U17s or the U15s, and depends on the country when it has a big impact on the performance of the players. Because, for example, we had the privilege of going to Mexico and playing in that altitude there. Even you on the sideline feel the loss of breath. Big Joe, I don't know if you're one of the players back then when we went to Mexico that got 10 in the senior national team. It was very it was very hateful in those days of getting anything, but it wasn't no fault of the players, because when going into those tournaments and going to those countries, you have to at least try to go there in advance, or have a few, or at least a game or 2 in those altitudes, because you saw even in the World Cup, some of the teams that played against Mexico was fighting because of the altitude and
the atmosphere as well. The Azteca was rocking.
Yes, you know, so all this is part
and
of.
It looks like a goal, was it?
Yes, like South City scoring a goal there, the first goal.
Yeah, looks like the referee looked at his watch and saw that the ball had crossed the line. And it's a goal to South City. I didn't know we had goal line technology.
Yes, well, yeah, experienced referee there, a veteran. That would be the Dominica Kalina, refereeing that game there for us on the right-hand side against Soul City and Naturescape. I love that name, Naturescape.
Yes. Naturescape. That's a very good.
Very nice.
Ooh, what a goal there! Kalinago Warriors putting one in from distance
Against the Harlem.
The Harlem Academy, yeah.
You know, so when you hear Harlem United or Harlem, you know it's not just about the men. The women are included. When you hear about Naturescape, you hear about their first division team. So each team in the Premier mostly are likely to have a women's team and a U20 team as well. Midland is one that used to have a women's team, but no longer have. Girls have lost the passion for the game. It's unfortunate, so we have to give kudos to the teams like Harlem, Kainago, Warriors, Maho, Strikettes, South City, those are all teams that in either way have a female team. Well, it's a nice atmosphere there for those that just tune in. It's about the young ladies today. It's about we're watching them enjoying themselves on the pitch, having fun, getting to make new friends, and so nice beat there. And looking like Kadigago, what a beautiful goal there from young player there, passing for two players. It looks like Rachel passing for two players there and picking a corner and placing it up in the left side of the old onion bag that we would say that Tommy Smith would say. Yes. So you can see the girls are enjoying themselves there. And if you're just viewing, it's a festival. Parents are there, the clubs, presidents, and they're supporting their players, supporting the occasion at this point in time. Yeah, and we are not there to comment it ball by ball commentary, but we are there to just analyze what's going on and make you, the public, be aware of what's going on and enjoy it together with the young ladies.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that if I wasn't here with you, I would have attended just off my own free will. Just given the opportunity to come up and just be around the game and, as you said, and you said it earlier in the broadcast, Ronnie, the truth is that football is one of those things, especially here in Dominica. You have to have that passion. You have to really love this game and love everything about it, And I mean, we've been thankfully blessed with a lot of people who take the game seriously and love the game and love the development of this and pour their time and their own personal resources into, clubs and into making things happen for the clubs. And I mean, things like that. Rain falling, so I would have been washing clothes. So it would have been nothing. It would have been difficult for me to just, it would have been difficult for me to just, take a shower, get dressed, and come and enjoy this.
Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying the atmosphere. You're right to say, as I was saying, you have to be in it to win it. But you are in the football terms, you have to love it to be in it.
You have to love it.
Because I've seen coaches come along and have not lasted long because it's all about winning for them and not development.
Yeah.
So it's development don't come overnight. It's gonna take a while to develop players, and their coaches do not develop players, but structure players in the sense that formation wise and so. But players, coaches like you or myself and others that know is about developing the developing the young players.
Yeah,
you know,
you
the
know,
likes
yeah.
of the Win Yuseb, Malachi, Bonnie, you know, those young players there who are out there on scholarship doing very well and making Dominica proud, and also their club as Javon Matthew, you know, those young players there have come in the ranks from 6 years, and now they are out there getting an education, first, an education, and then the football, you know. So, you know, I wish all of them the best and hope for better things for them and for Dominica.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the development aspect is a big part of it. And as you said, you know, I mean, even beyond just they wanting to win, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. It's a lot of staying power. You know, we've seen many clubs come and go over the years, you know. And I mean, having those structures and really serious resource people put in place, because and we mentioned to him earlier in the broadcast, Don Leogal, for example, as you said, his whole life. No, so I would have been somebody who was in the Harlem Academy, NJFA, graduated from the academy, played for Harlem, and now it was a really special moment for me when I played my first, when I coached my first Premier game, to coach against Harlem and against Don. So it was a full circle moment where I know an adult and Don still go in, and Don would have been somebody who would have, you know, taught me how to pass.
Yeah, all right. You rightfully said it, Karen, because Don, Mr. Yogal is one I had. Nice penalty there from the Kaigona players, choosing a corner.
That's Rachel Semper.
Composed. Yeah, as I was saying, as you rightfully said about Don Yogal, is one of the guys you have to be accurate, because he's one that I played against in my earlier career in the game, and he coached me as well, you know, so we have a very good relationship. I don't think there's one player that play on the top level with those guys that do not have a good relationship with them, because they're a very humble guy.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and he still give pointers that way you may feel you're going wrong. So he's one of I have a respect for, you know, as a coach, and he helped me a lot in my career as coaching, you know. So I have to give him his accolades, or his flowers, we may see, by his life, and he has done he has transformed Harlem from where it was to where it is at present.
And we have, for sure, well, the score 3-0 in favor of the Kainaga Warriors over the Harlem team. And on field 2, we have South City up 1 against Naturescape. So competitive game on field 2 towards the, well, for the viewers, it will be the right side, the southern field. And Kalinago showing some good stuff on the northern side.
And you can see the Vasca ladies are there waiting patiently, because they won their first game. So as we say, it's not just for the girls, they are enjoying it. It's about winning for them, but for us, analyzing, looking for the skill of the individual players, the way they position themselves, you know, to receive the ball, how they open their hips to receive the ball and turn. That's what we're really looking at, and we have seen quite a few talents there with the young ladies, because these are ladies are under 14, under 15. Though you may hear it's a U16 festival, but we have the as early as 13 and 14 ladies there.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think they're also going to be a premier game this evening for our viewers. No, Division 1.
Yeah.
Division 1.
2 Division 1 games this evening.
Fokole playing DS at 4 and Rangers playing somewhere else.
So the Fokole and DS will be playing at 4 at the technical center. So
that game will be carried live.
yes, that game there is a very good game. And we're asking our viewers to tune in to see some nice football from both teams. Well, I have to say the atmosphere is very enticing, Joe. And as you can see, the girls are enjoying, even when they are not playing, they're on the side, kicking a ball and enjoying themselves with their colleagues, making new friends.
Definitely goes up. And you know something that I realize, if you watch the coaching staff of the teams, they are there, but I have not heard any one of them making noise with any of the young ladies. They're on the side and you hear them encouraging the young ladies, but I haven't heard anyone with negative comments towards the young ladies. So that's a major plus. I have been to youth festivals with U10 players, and I'm hearing coaches being very critical to an 8-year-old kid, which is very much uncalled for, because coach goes up at that age.
Yes.
If you're coaching a 7-8-year-old, the only that child interest is only in if they enjoy this week for them to want to come back next week.
Yes.
They are learning the game of football without knowing that they are learning the game of football. You understand? They don't have what you have in your mind of a pathway for when they're 16, 17, 18. These players are not thinking of that at that age. They come to enjoy whatever activity you have or event you have on the day, whether it's training, whether it's an in-house session. They just come to enjoy that day, and that's it.
The moment. Yes, most definitely, Joe. You had said it. I couldn't have said it better. The young ladies are here to just enjoy themselves when they go home. As I said, with the gadgets we have right now, is be calling their friends who are on opposite teams and say, "Yeah, we beat you. I passed you," you know. And that's what it's all about. The fun. It's about having fun.
And you see an own goal on the far end.
And you could see everybody is in, all the clubs are involved into it, because even when you may not be playing at a player score from another team on the pitch, you hear all of them screaming.
Yeah, the screaming on the side,
excitement
of
it.
Definitely.
So it's a wonderful.
It's a fun day for them. It's a day that they remember. It's a day that they'll remember, coach.
Yeah, most definitely a day to remember that at that age. And I know the photographers are there to take out pictures and so forth. And also the Stream Genius is carrying it live, so I know later on some of them who have scored goals, they want to go back to look at that, definitely. Enjoy, and maybe even
clip that part out.
Clip out and put it on your Facebook also, you know. So it's a wonderful day for them. It's about them today. You know, what they have learned from what they have learned for the past couple of months in the academy, you know, to come and showcase it against their peers, you know. So I will not stop praising the association for giving them that opportunity, you know, and hoping that many more of that would come, you know. And as I rightfully say, it's not just about being in tongue, but, you know, Marigot and another team I have to come in, the likes of New Gensek, Mr. Abraham, having Marigot back on the pitch. Both the male team in the first division, and right now you have the young ladies. So it's because Marigot is a very big community, Joe, and to have young ladies out there representing Marigot is a very good thing.
Yeah, definitely. So it's a very good initiative run by the Football Association. This is, like we said earlier, it's an introduction to football for a lot of these young women. So getting their feet wet, getting them to enjoy it, and building an interest in the sport for the young women. You will get them to come back and be part of more organized competitions. But the festivals is a good start, and like you said, if we can get it into the other districts as well. So next time it is hosted in Castlebrue, so it's hosted in Portsmouth. So the Roseau teams then go to join the other teams at that location. You understand? So that's we look forward to it branching out of Roseau. And you made mention of Marigot. Boenka, Mr. Abraham, Mr. Abraham has done a lot of work. Well, I mean, he's with the Football Association full time now as our general secretary, but he has done a lot of work in the Marigot area with the club as a principal, you know. So he has been a community man for a very long time, and we see in the results of the work. Just last week, the Marigot First Division team defeated Valley 8 goals, Gustav.
Yes, I've been doing a pretty good job with them, because I know back in the days when they were in the first division, first time he was playing as a centre back, you know. So and right now he's giving back, and a lot of people have played the game at the highest level and choose to be spectators, and they are those who always have the passion for the game and decide to give back. You know, so he's one of them, and it's a nice thing that he is the general secretary, because he knows the running of the football. You know, because you always have to have somebody knowledgeable about the game. Being a general secretary, a big job. So we having him right now there is a plus for us, and I know he's a very serious man, and I know he will venture to make things different in developing the football down here in the islands. So it looks like the ladies are on a break right now.
Yeah, look like we have a break, but
replenishing themselves.
That's the rain came, and which was very, very much needed because it was hot. But we know on the artificial playing surface, the playing surface is normally hotter than the atmospheric temperature because of the rubber pellets and whatnot within the surface. But you made mention of Mr. Abraham giving back. We sadly in Dominica we don't have that large amount of former players who actually give back. So if we look at the Premier League setup, Paul Michel, we have Huskel, who was a former player, now the coach with the Paul Michel team. We come up, we have Harlem, we have Derwin Francis, former player with Harlem. Bavay State, you have Coulson and myself, the Cochrane, I keep saying Cochrane. Middleham United, we have yourself, the Mahu, Kenneth is there. When we go further up, our next team is where. So first we had Gavaskar that was there for years. Yeah. Their coach did play as well. Dubla. Is Boots still considered a player? He still plays. Yeah,
Boots.
Boots still plays. Boots still plays. I think he and that Japanese player may be going head to head for the oldest active players. Yeah. We have Portsmouth. There's Oris, former player. Oris coaching with with the Bombers team.
And digital.
Avengers,
Kareem.
Kareem, former player.
Yes, again.
Well, it was Avengers is new. He played for Harlem, but he's a former player that's giving back. But when you look at the landscape of football, many of those that should be giving back, Gustav, they prefer to stay on the sidelines and criticize the generation and the players these days. And no, come. Help in your community, start in your community. You may have 4 or 5 little boys in the area that may be interested. You can try something with them. Maybe not you're able to come and just give back on a large level right now, but you try something,
Of course, we have Mr. Wayne John in the house, always representing, and Mr. John Hamilton as well.
Yeah, so it's very important that because a lot of the young players, they need serious mentors to look up to. We have some guys that were interested in doing coaching, but may not have had experience as a player, and a former player can come in and help guide that person. So we need more of the former players to come and give back.
Yes, yes, for sure. Because you can't do it on your own. It takes a team, and as I used to say before, it takes a village to mentor a child. It's just like in football. You need a good structure. You need a coach, an assistant coach, a trainer. Because a coach can't do everything. A coach can't do everything on his own. So you need a good team to put their philosophy together to coach their team, and people think it's much less than that, because as we see rightfully Joe, that it takes a lot in coaching, because you have to organize your programs the night before, and sometimes you may organize and then something might fall short. You may not have the amount of players you need, and you have to have a plan B, So it takes a lot to prepare and to organize for your team. And
Mr. Monroe is the godfather of the football. I was just corrected by Mr. Monroe.
So on the southern side, in red we have Portsmouth Bombers and Golden Runners second string team, and on the northern side we have Golden Runners in yellow, always maintain their yellow, and then you have the team in green is Harlem. And you have your likes of Kenneth Francis, a veteran who has played for Dominica for a number of years, and retired on the international scene, but still and it was own goal there by the Harlem ladies. So just watching the game there, and for you the viewers, you could see what we're looking for, just as the young player there, the touches, the fast touches, the fastest delivery, miscontrolling, that we're looking for those sorts of attributes in them to do it. How to control, how to pass, because in the academies that's what they will be doing at this time, not system of play, but controlling the ball and distributing the proper way, putting their heads up when they have the ball.
And company, water needs.
Yes, you could see the goodwill runners, the likes of Bricks, Hector. You could see how that ball come from one side to the other, and one touch, football program, so you could see their levels.
You could see they're definitely, coach. You can see that their level is above the festival level and well worked from attacking down the left side, switching the point of attack down to the middle, and lovely finish from the young lady.
And you can see that just two national players are linking up together and making the game look very simple. And they have the likes of Christina Sobers, goalkeeper coach of the U17 girls, U15 girls. They're getting instruction to her keeper as what she did wrong or being more focused. We have the likes of Dean, the referee, a veteran in the
former FIFA official. No referee assessor.
Referee assessor is on the pitch there. Enjoying himself as well with the young ladies. So you have quite a blend there of the officials, youth and experience. And also he been there, as I said earlier, assessing the younger guys as well.
We've seen the likes of Neron also doing some games today.
But we have to say in the past years gone by, we also had a very good crop of officials, the likes of David Joseph, known as Bionel.
My uncle.
Yes. And Billy Doctrove.
Steve Samuel himself.
Yes. Yes, Steve. Better known than Tissue.
Tissue.
Yes,
AKA Tissue.
Yeah. The likes of Brohim, no nonsense man in the center of the pitch. Yes, very good official.
Ibrahim Brohim, the sign man.
The sign man.
Yes.
Known as the sign man. So this guy is.
Duivaez. He's part of Duivaez now. Mr. Brohim now official hiker.
Yes, and he have given a lot and sponsored a lot into this
over the years, definitely.
The likes of Middleham, Simon.
There was also Simon Boys.
Yes.
Off-season team.
Yeah.
He has given numerous game day awards for man of the match awards and stuff like that. Definitely, someone that was involved in football, having his business and not stopping being involved and giving back to the sport over the years.
Yes, yeah. He has given back a lot to the sport, and people like that have to be recognized and be given their flowers, while they're alive.
Definitely.
Nice save there from. Nice finish there by the youngster, picking her and enjoying by dancing her goal.
You can see they're really enjoying themselves, Gustav.
what I'd really love to see in our football that our young players, those that we see, or some of our elite players in our that has the basics of the game and would get the opportunity to go out there and make something of themselves, or to get the exposure, I should say, the exposure, in another country, to compare to the other Caribbean countries who have had these opportunities of having a lot of players out there playing,
Yeah, it's definitely good if we're able to create these opportunities for the young players. Because in terms of the overseas-based players, most of the countries have an advantage over us in terms of they're able to sign up grandchildren of their nationals and possibly even great-grandchildren. Whereas for Dominica, if one of your parents are not born in Dominica, you're not able to get selected because you will not be able to qualify for the passport of Dominica. I will give you an example. There's a player, he played Clark. He played in 2008 when he played Barbados. So he got his Dominican passport. His mom is born in Soufrière, so she's a Dominican. He had a son who was in the Chelsea Academy but could not come to represent Dominica because his father was born in the UK. His father played for Dominica, but his son could not play for Dominica. So we are nice save, brave save by the goalkeeper Gustav there. So we are limited in that aspect as opposed to other countries like the Jamaicas and the other countries that are able to
just qualified for the World Cup. Yeah. The guys realized they would not be able to make Holland team at the generation, first and second generation,
from
they qualified for the World Cup. So I think that's one of the areas we have to venture down, because if we do go there, we will have a lot of players in the likes. We know there's a lot of players in England that are knocking on the door to play for Dominica.
But they're just not able because when you played, we would have gotten people that qualified to represent us at that time because that would have been from the Windrush generation. Their parents would have been from the Windrush. But right now, the players that we would be looking at would be the grandchildren or even the great-grandchildren of the Windrush generation.
Yes, and it likewise the football and other athletics, and so there are a lot of athletes that wants to represent, but it's no fault of ours.
Yes, because something
that has to be negotiated at the higher level.
That decision is not a football association decision. This is at the highest level, like you said. This is a change in our laws by government that would be able to allow us to sign up second or even third generation players. Or it's an immigration law our immigration law currently states that you have to be first generation.
Yeah, well, going forward, that's one of the things that the likes of the association and those that are in authority has to look at.
And sit down and see if it makes sense.
Negotiate.
But as for now, we have a pool of players who may be playing championship, Serie A, and those leagues that are just one generation away from being able to get a Dominican passport.
And I always know having those type of players coming into the system of our national team should help us locally as well, because their level, we always know having players of those level there. When you play against them, you want your level to be top, so automatically your level will rise to their level. Nice touch there.
Lovely. Oh.
Nice composure there. Also that young lady, also U14 national player that is swimming their way through two players. Great. Making that hustle there.
Yeah, Gustav. So we were talking about the players. So that is something we football family is hoping that can be looked at, and hopefully some amendment can be made where we are able to then get these players to represent Dominica.
Yeah, but a lot of people that in authority, like the Olympic Committee, the Football Association, the government, has to be included, as you said, amendment of this law, that to be able to get those players that represent the country.
Yes.
Because as we speak, like Felicia and Grenada, St. Vincent.
Yeah, they don't have that limitation.
They don't have that limitation as we have it. If we were to go forward in a positive way, we have to venture those.
Yeah, we have to open up.
Like a few years ago, we had the likes of Joel Pratt, and he maybe
that was 2008.
Yeah, so he was a great asset to us.
I think that
football.
That year, I think we had about like 6 or 8 players from the UK.
Yeah, I remember the game against Barbados when striker scored a brilliant goal there for Dominica. We could just win 1-0 against.
His name slipping me right now, but because he came into the game having scored against Liverpool in the FA Cup some months earlier.
Yes.
Richard Paquet.
Yeah.
Yes, Paquet. Yeah. So there's always been people involved in the sport at a professional level of Dominican descent. The issue we have, like we mentioned earlier, is just that some of the players are not able to represent Dominica because sometimes it's their grandparents that's Dominican and not one of their parents. Dominica has been involved in the very first black man to play for Chelsea.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Is of Dominican. That's Paul Canoville.
So the game on field
You understand? So we have had
players are shaking hands.
one of the more popular football agents that's always on Sky Sports News, Sky Andrew. He's of Dominican. Understand? When they had that major transfer of Sol Campbell from Tottenham to Arsenal, that deal, the broker for that deal was Sky Andrew, which is a Dominican. Still considered one of the most controversial transfers in Premier League, in the Premier League history. So there are people that is of Dominican descent involved in the sport at the highest level, but just that for the players, they're not able to represent if one of their parents are not actually born in Dominica. That's our limitation right now.
Yeah, I think they play young Christel who came in last year and for good runners after paying so much money to represent.
3 million was it?
Yeah, and was not eligible to play for the senior team because her dad, I think her dad is not born in Dominica.
He may have a Dominican passport. I'm sure.
Yes,
I'm sure of that.
Yes, she has been knocking it off for years, trying to get a passport to represent Dominica. But some reason there's some impediments
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. So
And her mom is a Jamaican. And her mom is a Jamaican. Her
I'm
father
sure she'll be eligible
is
to
and
move
she's
on.
eligible because by right Jamaica
They
was
accept
accept her to
grandchildren
come
and
in.
great grandchildren.
Wanted her to come in for a tryout for Jamaica, and she chose to come to play for Dominica. But it's a sad situation that she did not get there. But she's still adamant in wanting to represent her country because she born in Canada, and she also wants to represent the country. And she has that. She's an exceptional player from what I saw her in training with us, and having a player like that, inclusion on the national team would be a big asset for us. And I hoping and praying that the powers that be will see it for the betterment of the country, and the game, not taking away anything from our local players, but there's a lot of work to be done with them. And whenever you have the foreign players coming, the inclusion of the foreign pers makes it raises their standard, in the game, because 3 years ago we played against Guyana, and Guyana gave us something like 10 or 11, and last year we played against them, and we only got 3 goals.
3 goals, yeah.
And even
that's
the
a
coach,
massive
improvement.
Massive swing, yeah.
Just the inclusions of the foreign players, and Esprit, inclusion of Esprit, the captain, which is the captain at this point in time. Exceptional player. Very dynamic. Good vision. So, even in the game against Jamaica, as Kerem was saying earlier, Fado was pointed out earlier on, the Jamaican coach after the game against many people felt it was the humiliation and disgrace of playing. But you're playing against players of a higher level, not knowing whenever you reach those levels, like Bonnie Shaw being the top goal scorer in Europe, striding for the Ballon d'Or, the Women Ballon d'Or, Footballer of the Year, playing against her and others. And none of the players being from settled in Jamaica. The other them are playing in Europe, in Europe, Man City, Monaco, and those teams there. So coming up against those players, you could see their levels is way. But I think the girls and them, they enjoyed playing and seeing some of their heroes, their mentors.
With them in person, it would have intimidated them a bit as well, because a player like Bonnie Shaw dominates the Premier League, the Women Premier League. So if you're seeing it in front of you,
and not just that, and the midfielder, which they get their Cam, which is playing for Man City as well. She's the one who feed in Bonnie Shaw, so she would know exactly so she would know exactly where to put that ball for Bonnie Shaw. So what is a good experience for them. I'm seeing some of these girls, these ladies they played against, and even after
your squad was quite young though.
Yes, real young. Yeah, our squad was like girls was but under 22. So it's a pretty young team. We had 16 years. 16 years
and grows.
Yes.
Obviously. Some fall by the wayside. Some younger ones would.
And that's the difference between the women and the men. Ladies fall by the wayside faster than the young men.
Many things can cause that.
Some get into relationships and sort of things.
Don't come back from a pregnancy, something like that.
So all that we have to take in consideration.
It's easier for them.
So, but the thing about it is the continuation, having the continuation of the women's team to training. Have to go on on go, and that's how development and spending is one, you want.
Because you made mention of spending, right, earlier, and that is a topic that comes up many a times. But in sports, if you're an accountant, it may be a problem for you, because in sports you're gonna be spending to put things in place, and you're gonna look like you're in the red. You understand? Because development and the finished product on the field takes time. So I remember we did a coaching course in Barbados, and the technical director for what is his name? No, we were in Barbados, but for De Bruyne and them. The national team is what? Belgium. So you're the TD for Belgium. And he was telling us what we saw. What we're seeing with Belgium becoming number 2 in the world. It was 12 to 15 years of spending and putting things in place.
Yes, you're right by that. I remember that program there with players and the type of players there at the time. Most other guys were in peak.
Yeah.
And there was a time when they said this team should have won the World Cup at that time.
Yeah.
I think 2014.
That would have been when they were like second or one, even number 1 in the world.
Yeah.
But that program started in 2000, and it took them 12 to 15 years for us to see the finished products on the field.
Yes.
But if you're spending, I was telling Gustav, if you're an accountant, it might be a problem for you, but you're going to be spending. And if you don't understand the process and the pathways of football, you will not understand, okay, we took these players as 7-year-olds who we want to be our national under 20 in 11-year-olds knocking on the senior door in 15 years. If you don't know that is how you are going, you understand? If you don't understand the pathway, then it's going to be a problem for you. And before you leave, Gustav, we spoke of the players who Landa.
Yes.
She plays for the senior national team.
Yeah.
If she have any children, they cannot represent Dominica. Whereas she is playing for the senior national team because her father John is born here, but she was born in the US. So her children will not be able to get a Dominican passport.
Wow. So even if her children were extremely
passport,
good players,
you have to have the passport. You have to be able to get the passport.
You have to be able to get. So wow, that's.
Remember, you must present the passport for the representing country.
Yeah.
So the mere fact that they'll not be able to get the passport, then we'll not even be able to scout them to look at them.
So that's one of the things you have to look. That's one of the things going forward you have to look into. The powers that be.
Because Coach Kurt was having that issue earlier this year because he was identifying players using his European network and identifying players. But then he always have to ask, the first question he need to ask is, what is your eligibility?
Yes.
Are your parents born Dominican? Is it your grandparents? Because what happens, a lot of these leagues, players register their nationalities. So you're born English, but your father may be from Ghana, your mother may be from St. Lucia. So you will have your first nationality and then your second nationality. So that is how a lot of the associations scout. But for us, when we see the second nationality, we have to find out from them if it's their parents that born or if it's their grandparents. You know?
Yeah. So guys, we are here at the Stock Farm Technical Center. It's just another wonderful day. The games are going on. Joe, the games are going on. We are, of course, have the camera panned to the south end of the field. And it's just been a great day. Good conversations between the three of you all. Good bands between yourself, Ronnie Gustav, and Kareem, Ray Gist. I think just for a few minutes we're gonna just allow the viewership to enjoy just a bit of the games, and then we'll pan over to the north field. Kalinagos in light blue are playing right now, and they've had a pretty decent run. Rachel Semper, one of their star strikers, she also plays for the Kalinago women's senior team. The Rachel Semper, one of the youngest players, by the way, on that Kalinago team. So we see both balls sort of crossing the floor.
Of course, our head medic is Albert Well. Our executive provider us with our medical ways on the field. Of course, we have the manager of the Portsmouth Bombers, Mr. Jerry Williams, in the house as well.
So foreign on the south side, southeast in orange. Ball being challenged, she shoots and an overhits in the face of goal. So we've moved over to where the Kalinago team is playing right now. Kalinago, of course, in light blue. Kiara on the ball. Bit of a hasty attempt by Kiara Shillingford. She had the space available to her. Coach Kurt Hood is here with us as we're just allowing a few sights to happen. Coach Hood, I know that you're making your observations, and how does it look so far?
Yeah, good. Like we touched on earlier on, great to see just the enjoyment and the smiles on the faces of the players. For a lot of them, their first exposure to playing some organised football. Really, really good. Really, really good. And you can see the mixture of the national team players, the academy players, and the players developmental just coming through, maybe a little bit younger or new to the game. A real mix of talent here. It's really good to see.
All right. Thank you for that, Coach Hurd. I will probably trouble you probably at the end for a final synopsis from you.
No.
Yes, once again we have seen a wonderful save by the Marigot keeper. A wonderful save, which was out on the top of it for the Carinago.
Keep your head up, Rachel. Well, another goal by Rachel Semper for the Kalinago team. Rachel Semper scoring yet another goal for the ladies in light blue. That's on the north end of the north side of the field. That's where the camera is right now. She definitely has been showing her skills and her abilities today. Rachel Semper. And the game on the south end of the complex has come to a conclusion as the heavens have opened up once again at the Stock Farm Technical Center. Well, Michael Joseph, it's good to say that, we can start on time and, almost both games finishing at the same time, allowing the day's proceedings to really flow. I think we have about 18 or 19 games scheduled on today's cards. So, and I think so far it's been a really flowing day so far, Michael.
Yes, definitely. So kudos to, looks like Kelvin Faswa coordinating the competition. It's, like you say, it's been flowing nicely from start to now, so no complaints, no long period without anything going on today.
Most definitely. Michael, what I have noticed is that as the day progresses and as the games progress, let's say for example, okay, so the Kalinagos winning over Mari. Okay, so Naturescape winning over Gavaska winning over Naturescape, and Kalinago winning over Marigots 4-2 respectively. As I was saying, Michael, as the teams have played at least 1 or 2, and some of them have even played 3 games, it's like, their abilities, the technical aspect of their game has sort of sharpened. It's not like, for example, like in the Premier League, for example, where you play 1 game a weekend, and unless you have training in the week and so on, but you don't play. It's like the fact that they're able to continue and have these continuous even on a 1 day basis. They improve. It's like you see the improvement on themselves immediately, Michael.
Yeah, that's because of repetition. So most of them, if 2 days the introduction to anything competitive in football, they would have been nervous to begin with. But as soon as they played 1 game, they played the second game, then like the confidence would grow, and they would be less nervy coming into the games. But you see, like the festivals, like we say, cannot be a one-off. There needs to be a plan for after the festival. So if we have U16 academies by district, so I know we have the national academies.
Yes.
But there must be a conveyor belt of talent that is going to feed that national academy. So that is really U16s, yes. But even for the younger girls, where you have the grassroots, the earlier introduction into it. So this is what has to be island wide, and then they would take from these academies, younger players from the grassroots and the academies that would now make what we have in our national academy.
Most definitely, we're seeing the AC Portsmouth Bombers making their way on the north side.
After these games, we are going to select the top team in each group.
So the top team in each group is going to. All right, so I guess we're going to be winding down very quickly.
Yeah, so after
this particular
games, 1 game will be left, which will be the finals.
So we're going to see who is going to head to the finals today. But Michael, you made a very interesting point there. The continuing the conveyor belt that has to continue, and I'm not sure what is your take, even as a coach, where yes, I know during, let's say, the week, and you also have to allow for your team to train and practice and sort of recover and so on, but to sort of just have, let's say, like 1 game per week, and you have to wait at least another 7-8 days sometimes before you play next game. As we can see, and and it goes back to a point that I highlighted early on. We can see the teams improving on themselves. What would you, as a coach, even a national coach as well? I know that you have your stint as well. I believe with the under 17 national squad. Correct me if I'm wrong, Michael. Manager, yes. Well, at the same time, I know. Even as the manager, Michael, if you also lend your expertise as well. What's your take, for example, on let's say at least one team maybe even playing 2 games per week? Of course, within a reasonable rest and training period. So to sort of keep that sort of conveyor belt momentum going instead of having to sort of wait 7 or 8 days elapsing, and sometimes mentally your mind cools down a bit. As a coach, what would you say to that?
Well, the 7 days rest, it's like international standard when you have in a league. So that's why you see Premier League game play every weekend, whether it's here in Dominica or in the UK or it's the Spanish league. It's normally 1 game a week, and then your club gets 1 week preparation time. So you choose your trainings. So in Dominica, let's say most clubs maybe train 3 times for the week, 4 times for the most, I would say, for the week. So that is your club preparation time. Now, if they give you 2 games in the week, let's say they give you Wednesday and Saturday, how many days are you able to train?
Well, I mean, Sunday is off. That's the weekend.
So that's why it's normally on the weekend. So you get the week for recovery, because remember the players will also have to get time for any recovery, for any little small knocks, those things. And then because the majority of the work comes from your club, your coaches from your club to prepare you. So take for instance, you're the coach of Marigot and you play this weekend, right? Obviously, you're the coach, you watch the games, you take your notes, you go back, especially to the games that are streamed, you can go back to watch the game, get a higher view of, let's say, players' positioning and stuff like that. And then the week is always supposed to be set up where you fine-tune what works for you, but also you put in a lot of work on where you thought your weaknesses were on the weekend. So if your weakness on the weekend was transition from when we have the ball to defense, then you have to ensure you put in a lot of work during the week on that. So when you come for your next game, there's an improvement in that
aspect,
your weaker areas from the previous week. So it's always, that's why coaching is dynamic. It's always an ever changing situation, because what worked for you, because you can come and coach a game and make the same 3 subs at the same time in 2 games and get 2 completely different outcomes, from the player performance to the results of the game and everything. But you did the exact same thing twice. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's why you have time during the week to go back to those times. So it just maybe your team was just flat, lack of energy, lack of, so you come to them. So you work on those things. You work on what your shortcomings on the week. Well, the weekend, sorry.
Well, both games started at the exact same time, and we are panned to the north field. It's the AC Bombers. That's from Portsmouth, I believe, coming up against the Naturescape team.
Don't go too far. Go back, Go back. Right. Yes. That's not your area. Very good. Stay around there. You can go forward a little bit more, but not too far.
South City and Southeast. I see a number of players from the women's Southeast team in orange. We'll pan to that game in a few minutes' time.
That's the Gavaskar Charles Academy. So like we mentioned earlier, Gavaskar Charles, one of the former national central defenders and former coach of the Southeast senior men's team. Now he has his academy in the Southeast area.
Come back to help sometime. Sorry, are you okay? Okay, stop. Stop, quick. Babe. Bro, what are you doing? Nice, William.
And first goal coming in for AC Bombers. Goal number 1.
That was well struck by the young lady. With some nice word and all. Fadul.
You want to come? After that. My brother.
Run with it, okay, guys. Go! Run still! Run!
Nice one. Good defense.
Joseph, we see the young lady is giving it the all. Sun has come out nicely now.
Sun is out, cool breeze as well with the sun. It's good to see that they're enjoying themselves. Michael. It's good to see that they're enjoying themselves. We usually hear the sort of bantering in the the Division 1s and the premiers, and especially from the coaches. But you indicated earlier, we've not heard that. We've heard a lot of encouragement, lots of positive encouragement coming from the coaches, and taking into consideration the fact that we're dealing with young girls.
Yes, definitely, because at that age, what they need most is encouragement and people who are going to be positive towards them. So you see the Portsmouth coaching staff and parents, Portsmouth president we spoke about earlier, Jerry Williams,
yep.
Right there.
Yep.
Saying, see Nature Skip coach Francis is on the sidelines. There, right there, encouraging his girls.
I think the Portsmouth player just purposefully coming a bit too close. The rule is 10 feet, right? Or 10 yards, is it, Michael? It's 10 yards.
10 yards.
She gets the recovery. Good pass. Nice string of passes. Give it to the number 12, and Tim, nice, easy shot. I don't think the keeper could have done anything for that, Michael.
Easily placed in. It looks like the keeper may have picked up an injury. She's holding her knee. So changing goalkeepers one time.
So, Michael, we're seeing goals coming in from the north side of the complex. And now we've panned to the south side of the complex. I think the breeze that we are feeling here has a bit of heat in it, Michael, as the artificial turf begins to get warm and the wind is picking up that heat from it, Michael.
Yeah, definitely. As soon as the rain stopped, the sun came out, so it's now raising some of that heat. And with the showers we got earlier today during that competition, maybe a few years ago, before we had the artificial playing surface put in, that competition may have been suspended. Because the grounds would have maybe become unsafe for the young ladies.
So it's a positive thing that we have this type of field, this type of turf here, Michael.
Yeah, definitely the weather conditions not gonna affect it. So even if it's pouring rain, it'll affect it slightly. Maybe the ball skied on it a little bit, but how we were before with the natural grounds where rain falls and it becomes muddy and whatnot. We don't have that to worry about when it comes to the artificial playing surface.
This is going good for the day.
Coach Joel Hamilton just gracing us with a pass by. He's been toggling between Team A and Team B for Goodwill Runners, and they've been doing reasonably good for them, Michael.
He has two teams in the race, one in A, one in B.
Oh, and from the north end, we just saw another goal coming in for the AC Bombers. I know that the camera pan is focused on the South game, but
goal in the South game now.
Yes. Oh well, Michael, goals coming in one after the other. One from the north, one from the south.
Back to back. Gavaskar Charles Academy taking that lead.
The other way.
You got to call the goal in.
Nice cross.
Yes. Appears to be a second goal, Joseph.
Well, the Gavaskar Charles team,
Charles Academy.
they've been doing good as well for the day, I mean, I don't want to highlight any specific teams because all teams today, Michael, have been doing extremely, extremely good. Lots of prospects. Lots of young ladies with some fantastic talent to them today. I'm sure you as a coach, if you were doing any scouting today, it would be maybe not difficult, maybe not that difficult. I know, of course, every coach has what exactly they would be looking for. But Michael, I want to ask you as a coach, what would be some of the things that you, as a coach, especially at this age range, be looking for? Just before we get to that, from the north side, I know. From the north side, I think she may have taken a bit too long to try to take the shot. But Michael, we're dealing like how we've been educating with 12-year-old, 12 maybe some 12-year-olds, 13, 14, 15, 16, well up to 16 years. What would you as a coach, if let's say for example you were a scout, would be sort of looking for in these young ladies here and say, well, okay, this is an exceptional player. What would you be looking for, Michael?
Well, for me, naturally, when I look at players, because I don't deal with the scouting of the young ladies, but for me, if I'm watching a young man, if I'm watching a game of his own, I'm watching his effort.
Okay.
You know what we call fighting spirit?
Yes. Yes.
You lose possession of the ball, you don't stand up and things. You try to win it back one time. I love effort. That's me, because if I'm watching a 15, 16-year-old, I'm not looking for a finished product. I know they would not be a finished product at that time, but I need to see something. And we see another goal here by Gavaskar Charles Academy. I look for somebody that I can work with. I love players that are open to coaching and love to train. You understand? Even if you have your talent, but you have to be able to put in the work. I always tell players, you train hard. Only if you train hard, so the game becomes easier for you. Because if you don't train, when you come and play, Joseph, that's when you're struggling. That's when your fitness level is low. But if you put in the work, while players are falling by the wayside, 60th minutes, 70th minute, you have your second burst of energy because your fitness level is up. And where do you get fit? On the training ground. I always tell them it's better to come to a training session and you have to go on your knees. You're tired than
on the
you
field,
go on the field
on the game.
And struggle. Let all your issues and stuff happen to you in the training ground. You understand?
But Michael,
see another goal from the Bombers.
AC Bombers. This goal coming from the number 7. I think the minutes are winding down. But Michael, I want to ask you. Does training only end on the field, or does practice training only end? Let's say you're a coach, you say, well, okay, we have training on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Is it only Tuesdays and Thursdays, and let's forget about football for the rest of the weeks or the rest of the week?
No, sometimes there's stuff we give players now and then where maybe ask them to evaluate the performance of the team in a game, so they give their input as to what they think could be done better, those kind of things. Because true, we have a coaching staff, sometimes we might miss something also, and sometimes you give the players the opportunity to get involved and give an input. You understand? Because you never know where the next bright idea might come from. We don't do it week in, week out, but there are times we give them, and we always ask players. They are certain aspect of your game, especially your technical aspect of your game, that you have to work on it on your own. When you come to us as seniors, our job is to do a tactical training session with you, which is gonna be more team-based, positioning, finishing, defending, whatever it is. But your ability to control the ball and whatnot, that is something that you, as a player, you have to take pride in your quality of work too, Joseph. That's your craft, so you have to take pride in being your best. Okay, so both games.
So AC Bombers have taken the game against Naturescape on the north end. And I think we're going to see the whistle also being blown. The Gavaskar Charles most likely.
Winning, Gavaskar Charles Academy winning. So now, based on information from the coordinator Faswa when you're on the mic before the game started, after this game, they are going to, because that's the end of the games.
Yes,
quote unquote,
yes.
The games right now, we come to a final. So they're going to get the number 1 team in Group A and the number 1 team in Group B to play each other in our finals.
It'll be interesting. So Naturescape nil and the Bombers scoring 4. That's on the north end. And Michael, this is not me taking sides there, but it would be very interesting if Goodwill Runners 1 and Goodwill Runners 2 find themselves playing each other in the finals, because I know they've had some exceptional games. The Kalinago girls have had some exceptional games too. The Gavaskar Charles have had some wonderful games as well.
And that's coming up in 2 minutes.
So we are just about winding down our festival from the Stock Farm Technical Center. So Group 1 and Group 2 are coming up, or the top of Group 1 and top of Group 2 are coming up.
And let me just remind you that this event has been made possible through the kind compliments of the National Bank of Dominica Limited. Think before you click for your banking needs. Josephine Gabriel Company for your water.
Joseph, we have not gotten the.
And of course, the DigiCell for your communication needs. So we have one more match to go. And that match will be played on field 1. And then playing the top performers of each group. So get the teams together. Okay, so the final score. Let me give you the final score in the match. The Gavaskar Charles Academy versus the South City. The Gavaskar Charles 6, South City 0.
Wow. So in the final scores, Gavaskar Charles 6. I know at a certain point we were focused on the game on the north end and south. Gavaskar Charles 6, South City 0. So that's is that what you call a pounding, Michael? I think that's what we call a pounding.
At that level, it is, yeah, but it's enjoyment at that stage.
Oh yes. Sights and sounds, of course, being provided by our wonderful team from Stream Genius. And we are going to be live this afternoon at the 4 o'clock game, Michael. I think you're going to be there
I'll be
that
back on that game. It's the Focal AFC taking on DST at 4 p.m. here.
That's going to be on the Facebook and YouTube channel of the Dominica Football Association. That's 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Just to confirm, the final match will be contested between the Gavaskar Charles Academy and the Goodwill Runners 1.
So Goodwill Runners 1 versus
Gavaskar
Gavaskar Charles
Academy. that will be our finals today.
And both teams, of course, doing exceptional. I think the last game that they just played, scoring 6, Michael, I think that goal difference gave them the edge in their group and have put them to face Goodwill Runners 1 in the finals. That final is coming up momentarily in this Under 16 Girls Festival. It's just been a really wonderful day to see these young girls, these young ladies showing their talent. And all teams today, all teams have done exceptionally well. I know that a number of coaches are also here, a number of national coaches, FIFA talent coach, and who is also a scout. Kurt Hurd is also here. Just enjoying the talent being displayed. Senior men's national coach Ronnie Gustav. So we have a little bit of downtime. I'm not going to be saying much for the downtime. So we're going to take not necessarily a break, but we're just going to take a pause from the speaking. And don't forget, this is the Under 16 Girls Festival from the Stock Farm Technical Center. We're about to play our final games. The Gavaskar Charles ladies are coming up against the Goodwill Runners team 1 or team A, and that's coming up next right here. So we're gonna come back momentarily to that game. That's gonna start very soon.
Okay. Okay, let's get together now. Let's try to bring this thing to a close. So we're going to witness the last match between the Goodwill Runners 1. Okay, so you in the assurance Goodwill Runners, don't see if the hospitals apparently that match is about on the way. So let us just be reminded of our sponsors, the National Bank of Dominica Limited, the banking needs. Think before you click. Joseph Imperial Company Limited, and of course the DGCell.
I cut enough for the picture.
I want to thank all those who have made this possible. The planning committee of the Dominica Football Association technical team. Of course, our technical director, Mr. Daniel. We also want to pick up our treasurer, Mr. John Joseph, who has visited us and graced us with his presence today. We also saw the head coach of the under 17 boys national team, Mr. Michael Joseph, who was here as well. And of course, our security is here with us, our photographer, Mr. Clayton Baptist, Swim Genius, which is doing the game for us. And of course, we have national coach, Coach Cuthbert, national talent development speech. We also have the staff of the Football Association, because we have the parents, the coaches, and of course, you girls.
No, I think they just
You guys who are in here.
I think they go from 18 to about 3 quarters. Okay.
Again,
Microphone on?
doesn't play as a referee. I want to thank everybody as we are about to witness our last encounter between the New India Assurance Football Runners and the basket child.
You want to go coaches? You want to go coaches?
Yeah.
See Joe. Joe just look after himself.
Yeah. May kong
All right, so the Goodwill Runners and the Gavaskar Charles playing on the north end of the complex. And the game has commenced. So that's the finals from the Stock Farm Technical Center in today's proceedings. Goodwill Runners, Smith in goal. Recognize Smith from the National Academy. Gets a long one in. Dene on possession for Gavaskar Charles. Dene breaks through. Gavaskar Charles trying to make a break. Still pushing through. She falls in. And an early challenge.
Was a challenge inside of the box, Joseph? Because it appears to me that the official indicated it was a free kick. But it looks very close
To the edge.
Yeah, player is down still. Hope it's not nothing serious. Medics on the field. Former national senior team medic Albert Noel. I see Mr. Noel is conducting medical sessions for up and coming medics. Yeah,
Right.
so he was the one who was conducting the last the training session at the DFA recently.
Well, Michael Gavaskar Charles looking to get something very early. It's a 3-woman wall, and Michael, that attempt would have been a good attempt if it were a full field that we were playing. I think that, but she went extremely high with that attempt.
Opportunity wasted, as we would say, and they would have to make the most of the opportunities and not give Goodwill a chance to create.
But a good few string of passes by Gavaskar Charles. We see national player Kelsey Hussey. She's on the ball right now. And we can finally hear Coach Joel Hamilton. He's been a bit quiet. Opportunity for Goodwill! And she scores!
Goodwill runners making it 1-0, Joseph. Scoring on what was their first opportunity at goal. Kind of a lackluster effort from the Gavaskar Charles goalkeeper. I thought, from my angle, I thought the ball was going outside based on her reaction.
Yes.
So just a little more effort needed from the young lady.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's national goalkeeper Samaya, I believe, playing for Gavaskar Charles in goal. And I just made sure that that was Samaya, national goalkeeper. She was formerly part of the National Academy. I believe on the she's been promoted to from the academy to the national training squad. Not seniors, but I believe the under 15s.
So we were just pointing out that her reaction was, we don't know if she's carrying an injury, Joseph. It was just her reaction for the opportunity from Bombers. Or maybe she thought it was going outside and it was some sort of misjudgment on her part. But the scores remain 1-0 in favor of New India Goodwill Team A. But we see both teams showing a good level of quality, Joseph, in terms of control of the ball, their passing technique, and so we expect a good game. Teams will just have to make the most of the opportunities created.
Bray trying to still push through to, we know her as Little Bit still pushing, and takes a shot. Again, second shot up into the heavens. Not sure if she was looking for the guardian angel to bring it down. Number 13 for the Goodwill Runners. And I know that we've had our fair share of nicknames, especially you and I, from the under 15 boys league. So we've had Squidly, we've had Worm. Right now, Little Bits on the ball. Hussey trying to outmuscle her, and fairly well done. Samaya gets the ball as forward as possible. It's going to be a scoop for Smith, and Smith for Goodwill Runners, the goalkeeper. Almost having a lapse in concentration there, Michael.
Definitely, the the ricochet of the Southeast player just going wide, and Goodwill Runners escape your error from the goalkeeper, and look, they are almost made to pay.
A little bit falling back into defense for Goodwill Runners. Hussey trying to make a pass through, but interception completed by Briggs. Briggs pushing. And that's the Samaya that I usually know, and we usually know. She got a first touch, didn't have it quite comfortably, and made the effort again. Michael, you mentioned about the efforts.
This is what I'm talking about, Joseph. So looking at her movement, so the goal, it really appears that she was not aware of her positioning at the time, and she judged that the ball was going outside. Because if you're a goalkeeper and you're not aware of where you are, it's easy for that to happen. But we see here that she made a nice save from the shot, and then her reaction after not collecting the ball cleanly was to get up as soon as possible and then go back and dive on that ball to keep her team in the game.
Dene,
nice header out.
Dene was the one on the header. She was also part of, not sure if she still is, but I know she was part of the National Academy, and both players just sort of colliding into each other, Dene and Little Bits. Oh, good body usage by the young lady there for Gavaska Charles, trying to get around her player. Does get through, gets it to Hussey. Final touch of the number 7 for Goodwill Runners. It's going to be a throw-in. And the Hussey gets proceedings back in for us. Samaya. To Hussey. Hussey crossing the floor. Tries to get one over. And that's easy work for Smith on the far end for Goodwill Runners. Smith getting proceedings back on the way. Hamilton. Oh, that's a strong challenge against Hamilton by Dene. Well, Michael, the Gavaska ladies are really pushing, trying to put the effort in, gets it in, looking for the gap, crosses through, has the shots, and it's over, Michael.
Lovely development their lovely developing play from the young ladies for Gavaskar Charles Academy, changing from the right side to the center, laying it off to the attacker. Her effort just struck over the bar, but they show that they are able to create the opportunities. So far the game is a relatively balanced game. Goodwill making the most of the opportunity that they got.
Oh, Briggs pushing through, getting past the net, and gets one past Samaya. I don't think Samaya's right foot was, if Samaya's right foot was just maybe an inch longer, I think she might have been able to save it.
She did. She did make a good attempt to save that. Well placed by the striker for the Goodwill Runners. Took her time.
And here she comes again to Hamilton. Hamilton was trying to get a lift onto that ball. Gavaskar Charles complete the interception. Hussey. And that's going to be retaken by Goodwill Runners.
So if you're just joining us, score New India Goodwill Runners 2, Gavaskar Charles Academy 0. We see Medic Albert Noel Lepto is running to assist one of the young ladies for the Goodwill Runners who is on the floor.
Opportunity comes through. Oh, good touch by Hussey. I can clearly see why time and time again she gets a national call-up. Long one forward. And again, Michael, I think if this was a full field game, another save by Smith. This time she had to put in the work, Michael.
Definitely another opportunity created by Gavaskar Charles. Player just not able to get it past the goalkeeper on that occasion.
So that's the end of the game, Michael, and we have come to the end. So we've come to the end of the festival here today, and the two top group performers in Group 1 and Group 2, or Group A and Group B, Goodwill, New India Goodwill Assurance Runners 2, and the Gavaskar Charles Academy nil. Michael, it's been a fantastic day to be able to be here with you. Ronnie Gustav, Kareem Regis. I'm going to allow the final words from you as we wind down our Under 16 Girls Festival, Michael.
Yes, so definitely a good event put on by the Dominica Football Association. So we thank Stream Genius for helping us bring this to you for the past 3 hours or so.
Just about.
So it was a good show of our future for the women football. It's a good festival. The participation was great. We had a number of teams there today. Parents were there, coaches were there. Mostly it was very positive from the coaches and also from the players. So we congratulate everyone who came. It's not a competition. We had a finals, good. So congratulations to new goodwill runners. But the reason for today was not to get a winner at the end of the day. It was just to highlight all the young ladies, and we congratulate everybody who was involved in getting the event put together and making it possible today. Thank you for the viewers for joining us. It was a good day. Join us again at 4 o'clock this afternoon, where we have Fokole United taking on DS Tarish United.
All right, thank you very much. And on behalf of Stream Genius, we say good afternoon, and we'll see you this afternoon right here at the Stock Farm Technical Center.
Yeah.